We're consumers. Okay, buy a lot of stuff. You're a good citizen. But if you don't buy a lot of stuff, if you don't, what are you then, I ask you? What? Mentally ill. If you don't buy things, toilet paper, new cars, computerized blenders, electrically operated sexual devices, stereo systems with brain-implanted headphones, screwdrivers, miniature built-in radar devices, voice-activated computers. Look, listen, Neil, Brad.
To commercial. Good evening, folks. It's Diamond. Oh, yeah. I love this track. Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you the news you need to know. Tuesday, April 30th at midnight, 2019. Rain's pouring outside. We're approaching half an inch. And that's not all. Check out the southern Midwest. Holy... Yeah. That's going to be some heavy rain totals pressing on the Mississippi as the spring melt-off to the north fills up the basin. That is a recipe for destruction, and we're going to report on it. We're looking at 10 to 12 inches of rain, some areas 14 to 16 through May 15th. Throughout eastern Kansas, most of Oklahoma, North Texas in the eastern side, all of Missouri, you're going to be absolutely unable to get into those fields. All of Arkansas, and heads up Iowa, 4 to 6 inches predicted in lots of regions, 3.5 throughout the state. That is not a state that you can plant crops. But keep calm. It's boom time. And the rain is falling. Can you hear it? I'm sure you can. I've got the audio on triple boost. Unusual spring storm blankets Chi-Town in snow. Did you hear about this? More than 700 flights were canceled. What a difference a day makes in the weather. With the calendar nearing May, north central United States residents witnessed an unusual sight as more than 2 inches of snow fell in Chi-Town for the first time in more than a century. Chicago O'Hare International Airport picked up 2.5 inches of snow on Saturday, which shattered on Saturday the record for the date of 2.2 inches back in 1950. The last time 2 inches of snow fell this late was back in 1910 during solar cycle 14's minimum during the centennial minimum. So it's very uncommon for this late in the year. Had we had longer records, we would know that this is solar related, said meteorologist Alan Reppert. Not. The latest date on record for any measurable snow is May 11th, 1966, and the people alive then are all pricks. But snowflakes, including people watching this channel, have been seen as late as May 22nd in 1917. Man, that's a mouthful. Latest day on record of 3 inches or more snow was April 23rd, 1967. Latest day on record of 1 inch or more of snow was May 1st, 1940, and we may be breaking that. Stick with us! A narrow swath of 3 to 6 inches of snow fell across northeast Iowa, northern Illinois, and southern Wisconsin on Saturday. With it being late April, we can still see some snowfall in the city. But it's May in 24 hours, kids! The snow in Chicago led to more than 700 canceled flights at the city's O'Hare International. Look at the oval. That's the bullseye. Literally looks like an eye. Holy sh... Late spring snow circled is shown across the Midwest via GOES 16 satellite. The Earth is round. I promise you. New CMIP data suggests that the centennial minimum cycle 14 in 1910 is very similar to where we are here. Holy macaroni. Correlation is not causation, but it is certainly telling. I'm telling you. Snow in the region near Grand Forks. More stormy weather ahead. Let's keep that graph up. I gotta reopen that closed tab. Remember Tab that gave you cancer? It's back in the supermarkets. It's delicious. Snow in the region near Grand Forks. The Red River Valley saw a mix of rain and snow Monday morning, and meteorologists say there could be more as the week continues. Holy schminews! It's not even a word. 6 inches of snow fell in Petersburg, North Dakota, as predicted by the Oppenheimer Ranch Project by 6:30 a.m. Monday. Nearby Michigan had 2 inches of snow. Walla Halla, which is just fun to say, also saw 2 inches, and Roosevelt, God bless him, Minnesota got 1.5 inches of snow. Ho, ho, ho! Where's Santa when you need him in May? Grand Forks saw mostly light rain. Whew. Another storm system. Another. Holy! High temperatures are expected to plunge, into the 40s. Hey, the southeast is going to break some records by Wednesday. But another storm system is expected to move through the region late Tuesday and into Wednesday, which could be their lose day, because they're certainly not going to be able to plant that day. Spring snow to continue falling in Steamboat Springs through midweek. That guy looks pissed. He's like, what the... I thought there were cherry blossoms. Doug Flurry makes his way through the Monday morning schlurry. Steamboat Springs, Colorado, as backcountry skiers rejoice in one of the biggest backcountry years in history. And it's not over. It's not a joke either. It's going to continue to pummel this region. Those who are growing weary of winter will want to dig out their blankets as summer approaches. Holy smooches! I don't even know what that means. Up to 30 inches of snow is coming to Colorado in a late season storm. And that's not the norm, according to Al Gore. Al! I thought, get in your hole! You said you knew everything, you prick. I knew you were a fraud. My God. Look at that picture. Just when we thought winter weather was over, some Coloradians, including myself, can again expect to get hit with the big snow. According to Open Snow, which closed their gates weeks ago, we reported last week that the guy who invented Open Snow ended the yearly forecast. But according to Open Snow, parts of the state may get 30 inches of snow through Wednesday, which is not a Schmen's day. That's a deep day. The biggest wave of snow seems to be hitting Tuesday night, when 6 to 15 plus are expected in the central and northern mountains. Heads up, Vail, Steamboat, and all the people that Breck. You could stay open till July if you wanted to. See the full breakdown here. Click on it. I'm going to leave you links to this. You're a bit limited when you're able to ski snow. But when 30 inches are predicted, you can suck my Goracle, who thinks he knows it all. Shut up! No bun cake for you, Al. Snow to accompany unseasonably cold conditions across the U.S. Rockies into the first day of May. Spring blizzard causing whiteouts, which are like schmiteouts. What are they saying here? Holy macaroni. I thought it was almost May, Daddy. Yeah. Al was a liar, and his pants are on fire like a funeral pyre. Let's pause that. We don't want to see the collapse of the dead people. Waves of snow will streak through the central Rockies into midweek, to the delight of late season skiers and others not quite ready to give up on winter. Do you know what this means? Record rafting season, multiple deaths, like I predicted almost over a month ago. Senator John Tester getting into the mix here, experiencing a little spring blizzard thanks to the global warming in north central #Montana. Thank God for all those taxes. Whew, I don't know what we would do without them. I mean, large hail and damaging winds, tornadoes possible Tuesday in Kansas. I didn't even know black people were in Kansas.
But the activity is to our south right now. They'll try to ride up toward us. The best chances will definitely start south and move north, but not severe. 60
to adapt.
Even at 7 o'clock, 61, but by 9 o'clock we'll be down to 59 degrees. That's the evening forecast. So, as mentioned, a couple of stray showers will be around, but the better chances of more widespread activity waits until tomorrow afternoon. Here's Future Scan. Now this is 10 in the evening, so this is later on tonight, and we'll still see a ribbon of rain moving through, and that could cause some flooding issues. This is now 7 in the morning. A lot of lightning, a lot of heavier downpours, mainly south of the I-70 corridor, but still make it up toward Liberty, up toward Wood Heights, and up toward Chillicothe. Heaviest down toward Paola, Lewisburg, even into Butler. This is at noontime, and notice how we still have heavier thunderstorms right along the area about where the Storm Prediction Center puts out a slight risk for us, meaning we could see some damaging winds or damaging hail. This is now 3 in the afternoon, and that'll be probably the biggest chance. But then it moves farther to the east by 6 o'clock, Marshall, Sedalia, down toward Clinton and Butler. And then it clears out, so the late evening hours look like they're going to be much more calm. But here it is in your hour-by-hour forecast. Impacting for the morning.
Macaroni, please do not go out on those forecast days. We're talking heavy hail possibilities, tornadoes. People living in enhanced risk areas should expect scattered to numerous severe storms, large, very large hail, damaging wind gusts, and tornadoes or 2 possible. A tornado or 2. What does that mean? The greatest threat for hail and a tornado or 2 will be Tuesday afternoon and evening. So heads up, Iowa. You're not planting in that shite. That's a fright. Do a dab. GFS model showing heavy precipitation all the way up through the entire region in Canada. Now watch this move through. We're going to give you the 48-hour update. We'll just pause it. Boom! Look at the snow in Colorado, 3 feet in some areas. We're talking 16 plus in the high peaks at the transition zone here to Wyoming. Heads up. The entire state of Wyoming is going to pick up heavy wet snow. Sierra cement dumping in Wyoming. Oh my goodness. It's mostly 6 to 10 inches everywhere. Central and east over the next 24 to 48 hours. And then heavy snow moves up through the central plains of Canada, and the northeast is going to pick up on this as well. So you're looking at 3 to 6 inches in most of the Vermont, New Hampshire region, the northern Dax. Through central Maine, there's a nice swath. Eastern Maine picking up a heavy dump. And then this pump continues through May 10th. There's no planting up here. Heads up, Alberta. There's snow for the entire region. This is lots of moisture. 16 plus in the mountains. Heavy snow in the Sierras. And we're about to get to some significant facts related to that. Look at this heavy rain plume up here. 4 or 5 inches in the upper Sierras near Oroville. And that's not to mention the 9 to 16 inches in this region I'm circling, which is going to overload the system here. Heads up, Baton Rouge, New Orleans. You guys are going to be under flood stage alerts in 7 days. And it's going to extend throughout most of early May. You're going to be underwater. Mid-May, hey, I can see some levees breaking. So I'm just calling out the witness to what I know I am predicting. Weather Ready Nation map, National Weather Service. South Plains, severe storm potential, heavy snow in the Rockies. A cold front interacting with a warm, moist air mass may produce a few severe thunderstorms. But by Tuesday, it's your lose day in Iowa. Heavy hail moving through the region, maybe a tornado or 2. But we're probably looking at 10 or 20 tornadoes by Wednesday through the Midwest and the Southeast. The primary threat from these storms is the large hail, but damaging winds and tornadoes will also be possible. Meanwhile, unseasonably cold air is pouring in the U.S., and we have winter storm watches and warnings for all of southern Montana, most of Wyoming, and all the mountains of Colorado currently. Freeze warnings in western Nevada and northeastern California for all you pot growers. Man, I feel for you. If you've got fruit trees popping, that's over, kids. It's over, Johnny. Melting snow may have caused earthquakes in California, research shows. Well, that's not only what else it causes. New research unveiled recently links a series of California earthquakes to heavy snow melt during wet winter. That's this winter. That's just a quick heads up, but not melting snow also results in dam failure. Oroville Dam, just repaired, is rapidly filling. I've been monitoring this for the last 3 days. It is now just 17 feet from the spillway. And it's filling at a rate of 2 feet per day. That's just a heads up. And I'm going to show you a graph, and I'll leave you links to all this live data. For those people that are fear-mongering, the fear-mongering may begin. I mean, it's just up, up, and away. And at this rate, if they do not open the floodgates, it's a wrap. So we're going to be monitoring Oroville closely. It's now at 882.5. And we know what happens at 900. Failure. So we're looking at less than 7 days until they have to start releasing major amounts of water. And at the infill rates, now let's just reopen this. It's going to continue to fill at this rate. Now, the rate of filling is currently about 1.5 feet per day. So in 7 days, it will be at bank full. Dam full. It will be dam full, and they're going to have to test that weir. So we're going to be watching this closely, because inflow is matching outflow, and there's an extra 9,000 plus CFS coming in. And that's what's causing the level to build. About 1.5 feet per day. That means we'll be at 890 in just 4 days, 4 or 5 days. And somebody will have to make a decision. Look at this angle. And they're about to get 4 or 5 more inches while the snow melts. This is a very difficult situation here that we're monitoring. It's now currently 75 feet above the level last year and rapidly filling at 1 to 2 feet per day. Heads up, Oroville. We're waiting on the Blanco Lirio update. Seismic update, no quakes of note. Moderate uptick in activity worldwide. We have a 6.2 in the Carlsberg Ridge. This is not near any human activity, thankfully. We have activity in all mid-ocean ridges as the Earth swells. Due to that uptick, the magnetosphere waning and cosmic rays infiltrating in our poles, creating mass before your very lives. That's what's happening. Worldwide Volcano News Update. A goom took a boom. And let's watch it live. Do a dab, it's dab worthy. And I'll even leave you the annoying noise. Well, now that Greg Wynn has completely gone haywire, let's mute that. Wow, that was dabberific. And you just watched an eruption at a gung just happening moments ago. Ho, 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 do a dab. Now the rain is picking up and the noise is on, so Greg Wynn is definitely coming to get us now. Holy cow. My shotgun is locked and loaded. I hope he knocks on the door. And that is a gung erupting while the rain picks up. Give him a thumbs up over there at Volcano YT. Worldwide Volcano News Update. A gung! You just saw it blowing live. Observed 15,000 feet above the surface, which is just above the rim, 4,600 meters. Explosive activity continues tonight, as we just reported on. According to Darwin, warned about volcanic ash plume that rose to 15,000 feet or flight level and blah, blah, blah. Blippity blue, Ticono, Reventador, Sabancaya. Just normal activity, nothing major. But the cosmic ray increase is causing major flooding right outside my door. Why corn prices may bottom, Midwest flooding. Yes. We now have a glut of corn. A bunch of for animal fodder. And ethanol. And nobody wants to buy it. Now, these farmers have been collecting these corn in the hopes that they can sell it, and it's all over, Johnny. We now have corn to feed to our chickens. Here's the last deep minimum, the current deepest minimum ever in recorded history, and the minimum before that. These stars represent crop failure times. And we're experiencing that now. Like, wow, climate change forces reindeer to resort to eating seaweed. Oh my God. Now what they don't tell you is that climate change is because it's so cold, there's no food to eat. It's covered in ice. Read the article. They want you to believe it has to do with global warming and Al Gore, who's a whore. But it has everything to do with the modern eddy minimum that we're descending into. And the animals have to adapt and change. And these guys are getting their nutrition from that seaweed. I eat seaweed every day in my super greens that I mix in some apple juice every morning. Huge Chinese cosmic ray observatory begins operation. Now, what's the imagination about the situation? Now, my inclination is to say that there are other countries that are well informed about what's happening with our magnetosphere and with our sun shutting down. And they're keeping calm, and they're taking names. And they now have the largest cosmic ray observatory on the Earth. And it just began operation. One of the world's largest and most sensitive cosmic ray facilities has begun operation within its first set of detectors located 4,100 meters above sea level. The Heights Mountain in Sichuan province. 1.2 billion yuan. The large high-altitude air shower observatory. LASSO is amazing. They cannot kiss my asso because they are amazing. Read about it. Also, read about LMC S154, the first Magellanic symbiotic recurrent nova, EVA. That's not even it. But if you just wait with me, this just might be it. Holy macaroni. Boom! Yeah. Recurrent nova. Live on Oppenheimer Ranch Project. We do not disappoint. We don't do it. You know why? Because we can stick a nova right in your eye. Now, I just got off the phone with Patriot Supply, and we're about to have our own website. It's called preparewiththeranch.com. And it may launch in as short as 24 hours. But if you go to preparewiththeranch.com, you're going to get some of the best deals at my Patriot Supply on the planet. Maybe even free shipping. I don't even know. But what we do know is that recurrent nova, we're now up to 12 that are known. And these are recurrent nova that happen like in a decadal scale, from 1 to 10 years. And the reason we don't know about novas that occur at the millennial scale, like our own sun, is because we've only been alive for a few decades where we have enough science to even witness these. Are you picking up what we're putting down? Symbiotic recurrent nova are the norm, not the anomaly. The sun is shutting down at the same time the magnetosphere is waning. By this flexure point here, and Doug Vogt predicts here, October 2046, the magnetic reversal will occur. The first time in modern history where any events like this, with the celestial capacity to destroy 60% of living organisms on the surface, is about to happen. Now, for many of you, 2046 is out of your scope of time frame. But have you noticed time is quickening? The years are hastening. This is an effect of the biological entity that is the human. And if you're getting older like I am, years are flying by. I thought I just got here, but it's been half a decade. In 2 more decades, the oceans may wash over the west coast of all the continents as the Earth stops its spin and reverses in a new direction. Now, prior to that, the sun is going to shut down. And the next decade or so is looking bleak. Crop loss and famine, wars will ensue, the markets will collapse. You need to prepare now. We're not here to scare you, we're here to give you the facts. And we know about symbiotic recurrent nova. We know about the sun. The layers are adding. The modern eddy minimum is upon us. The centennial minimum is being repeated. And we're about to go deeper. How deep do you want to go? It will get deep. And we have time to prepare, a lifetime. But in the meantime, you should start planting food. Proper prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. Prepare now, survive later. Survive and thrive in the future that's coming. Grid failure, market collapse, huge inflation. If you're growing your own food, you'll be able to hedge that. If you're stockpiling precious metals and tradables, like seeds, maybe an alcohol distiller, you're ahead of the game. If you've moved into a region with like-minded people that are all doing the same thing, well, you have security. The modern eddy minimum is upon us. Prepare now. Survive later. We love each and every one of you. I want to thank all of our Patreons for sticking with us through the demonetization as well as the creepy stalker. Who, we have an update. The DA is filed with the judge. We haven't heard back. But there is felony violations on a protection order and additional charges that are being proposed, like stalking and tampering with a witness. We'll keep you updated. Stay with us. We love you. Be safe.